Well, in the last video on my 2002 SVT Ford Lightning, we got this thing out of the driveway where it had been parked for 6 weeks and solved the misfire issue that prevented me from making it the 1,500 miles home from Florida in this thing. Coils, plugs, and we also installed an AEM wideband to keep an eye on the air fuel trims. This thing is running better than ever. In this video, we're gonna get to work on some cosmetics in this thing. I'm starting right back here, this fiberglass hardtop tonneau cover. And it's got some sun damage from the Florida sun. And I'm seeing what's gonna come out with buff and what isn't. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I'm gonna sell it. I actually don't like the fiberglass hardtop tonneau covers, so I'm gonna see what we can get for it on Facebook Marketplace and use that money towards something a little more modern, a little more sporty, in my opinion. Then we got a whole whiteboard of things to get done, so let's not waste any time. Let's get right to work, get this thing cleaned up, hit the store for some parts, and then we'll get back here and get to work. That is much better. Detailed for resale. You know, I hate to sound like a dad right now, even though I've been working on my dad jokes and dad sayings, but it's not the heat that gets you, it's the humidity. And it's about 95 degrees and 100% humidity. Look at the vein bulging up here. Just, it's hot. It is really hot. The air is thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. And unfortunately, if you guys remember the Lightning, way back when I bought it in Florida, the AC in this thing does not work. Which was fine, you know, in April, even in Florida, with the windows down and moving on the highway. It was, you know, reasonable temperature inside the truck. But it's actually the next day, but the whole country is in a huge, you know, heat wave right now. New Hampshire is, like I said, 95 degrees, 100% humidity. It's hard to breathe, almost. So I'd like to get the AC in this thing fixed. I have noticed that the compressor is cycling on and off. So let's start up the truck and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. Now at this point, my phone did what it did in the last video and connected to Bluetooth in the truck and therefore stopped recording. But basically I was showing that the compressor is cycling on and off, or short cycling, and started to explain why that might be happening for anyone that cares. Engages that clutch or disengages that clutch. So you can hear that clicking, and it's clearly clicking on and then almost immediately clicking back off, or short cycling. And that can be caused by a few different things, but every refrigeration system, whether it's the system on the commercial building on the roof or in your car, has usually a high pressure cutout and a low pressure cutout, both of which are there to protect the system and protect the compressor. High pressure could damage components, could lead to potential explosion or overpressure situation. Low pressure could mean low refrigerant and or low oil, which could damage the compressor. So they're both switches are there to protect the compressor. And I basically need to figure out whether we have low refrigerant or high refrigerant or something else going on. If we're lucky, she just needs a recharge, you know? Who knows the last time when this AC was used in this truck. So I went to Walmart, bought one of these AC Pro things, which we're gonna hook up to, I believe, the low pressure port, and then, you know, see if we can't give this thing a charge. So we need to turn the truck on, turn the AC on max, and then we need to take our reading right here when the compressor is on. If we see that it's low, we can add some. If we see that it's high, that means there's another problem with the system. We'll have to investigate from there, but let's hook it up, see what we get for reading, see if we can't get lucky, maybe just charge a system and get some cold air. In this particular truck, the high pressure port is this one right here, the easy one to get to. And the low pressure port is right there on the accumulator, I think that is. So we got to start the truck up, get this thing in there, and try and get a reading. Looks like I got a fuel leak I got to take care of real quick. Let's tighten that up and we'll get back to this. Pressure's running full time now. Still a little low, let's keep going. Bottle's getting cold. I think we're good. Took the whole can, fixed our fuel leak, compressor's on down there. And most importantly, ice cold air. Ugh. I'm just sitting here all day. This is glorious. It is unbearably hot and humid. I can't stop sweating. I'm just dripping constantly. I'm not even working hard. So, all right. Hopefully this lasts. It took the whole can. You know, hopefully there's no major leaks and the system stays sealed. But as of right now, we got ice cold AC and it feels incredible on a day like today. So let's cross it off the list and see what's next. Couple of early 2000s SVT icons right here. The Sonic Blue 03 Cobra and the black 2002 Lightning. You know, I thought about trying to recreate that scene from Fast and Furious where they strap all the packages to the roof and roll down the road with Ja Rule playing, but I don't really want to scratch the roof and I don't think I have enough boxes. But don't worry, I got more than this coming for this truck. But yes, this is the first round of mods for my 2002 Lightning. All this stuff I ordered from LMR, late model restoration. Huge shout out to LMR. They're not only helping me with this build, they also were huge on the worst or basket case or cheapest 2003 Cobra that you see right there. And more than happy to be working with them again on this build. LMR, hit them up for all your 1979 and up Mustang and Lightning projects. They've got all the parts you need, great prices, and second to none customer service, which is really important to me. But yeah, you guys probably already know what these four are. These, of course, are wheels. I'm not going to reveal which ones they are yet. We'll unbox them in a second. Doing something a little bit different from these 18-inch wheels here. Got some floor mats, which will be in an interior video. We're going to completely overhaul this interior. You guys are not going to want to miss that. And then here we've got a Beltec lowering kit. So this should be the front drop spindles, and this should be the rear shackles, and spring hangers. We're gonna bring this thing down, get the altitude correct for the right attitude. And in here, I think I've got some more interior stuff. But right now, gonna be focusing on these 4 right here. So yeah, let's get these things unboxed, take a look at them, and go from there. That is a good looking wheel right there. So you guys who know the Lightnings may or may not be aware of the wheel styles, but there was 3 main wheel styles for the 2nd gen Lightning. The first one was 99 and 2000, 5-spoke design, 18 inches or 7, I think they might have even been 17 inches. Apologize about the wind, but man, am I grateful for it. It is smoking hot today. Second one is these ones right here, the block style. These ones were on 2001 and 2002, which this truck is. And then this final one right here was on the 03s and 04s. This kind of smoother, concave 5-spoke design. The caveat here is that these are a 20-inch. All the Lightnings in 01 through 04 came with an 18-inch. These are 18s right here. But SVE, which is owned by LMR, has come out with these 20-inch replicas, similar to the 20-inch replicas, or the 18-inch replicas that they do on the Cobras. And they are a no-brainer, in my opinion. I've got couple buddies that have these on their trucks, and they just look, it's that OEM plus look that I love so much. It's, yeah, it looks exactly like an OEM wheel, but it's got something that just sticks out a little bit more. In this case, it's a 20 instead of an 18, and it is just a fabulous looking wheel. I really do. I was torn between the block style here, but I don't know, something about the smooth spoke, you know, big 5-spoke design just seems to look right for me on these trucks. So 20 by 10 in the rear, 20 by 9 or 9.5, 20 by 9 in the front. Yeah, so 20s all around, a little bit wider in the rear. I've got a smoking deal on some tires. I'll tell you guys about those a little bit later. But for right now, let's load these up in the truck, take them to my buddy's shop, get them mounted up, and get them back here. Also, as a little added bonus for you guys, I've been meaning to do some maintenance on my 2018 or 2017 SureTrack car trailer. I bought it brand new I think it's 2018. I bought it brand new in fall of 2017. It's on original tires. I've never greased the axles. I think I only have like 15,000 miles on it. Knock on wood, it has never given me any problems, but I'd like to do a couple things to it. Let's take a look at the whiteboard. First of all, I got one tire that is basically completely bald. So I got a new one for that. We're gonna get that on, get that mounted. I'd like to grease the axles, and I'd like to give it a wash. It's been sitting outside for a long time now. Lots of people have borrowed it. She deserves a little bit of love. I'm gonna use this new grease gun that I just bought on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description if you guys wanna check it out. I've always had one of those mini ones. It was old, it never really worked all that well, and it couldn't hold a lot of grease. This thing holds your standard grease cartridge, and it's got a nice handle with grips, nice long cord, plus a little cap, and whatever manual grease fitting this thing is. So yeah, let's go get those beautiful wheels and tires mounted, the trailer tire mounted, and get some trailer maintenance done as well. Come on. You know I had to hit her with some tire shine. Big tire shine guy. Guys, it is the next day. I'm kind of filming this whole video out of order, but I think I'll make it all work in the edit. But yeah, trailer is done. Some maintenance that I've been putting off and probably should have done a long time ago. Got a new tire on that corner. All 4 axles or axle bearings greased. They took a ton of grease, so I was glad I did that. Almost 2 full tubes actually, for 1 tube per side. Gave the whole thing a quick wash and scrub. Looks much better. Cleaned up the wheels, a little bit of tire shine. Greased the trailer jack. Got my spare here, and like I said, new tire back here. So that crosses the trailer maintenance off the list. Quick little side part of this video. Let me know if you guys want to see stuff like this. All the stuff I do behind the scenes to keep my stuff, maintained and this channel running. This is part of it. But yeah, trailer's done, but obviously also got the Lightning wheels and tires mounted. So let's go check those out in the garage. Boy, we got that 305 come alive. Well, there they are, all mounted up. I've got some brand new, what are these, Bridgestone? What did I buy? Duelers. What is the brand? Bridgestone. Yeah, Bridgestone. Bridgestone Duelers mounted up on these beautiful 20-inch SVE wheels. 305/40, I think. Yeah, 305/40 20 in the rears, and 275 somewhere around here. Yeah, 275/40s in the fronts. I was a little worried about the 305 as far as going on a 10-inch wheel, but it looks absolutely perfect. Not an excessive amount of bulge or anything, but it'll be nice to have a good set of meats on the back of this truck. Honestly, I usually check eBay for deals on tires, whether they're the Ling Long Patty Cake Rice Shooter 5000s. If they're a good deal, I'll buy them. That's what I run on the Mercedes, is those Lexani LX20s, which are actually a great tire, and they're like $100 a piece. They make them for these in these sizes as well, but I always check Tire Rack. Not sponsored, wish I was, but I always check Tire Rack because sometimes they have closeout deals. They got the same thing on the Bridgestones or the Dunlops or whatever I have on this thing, on my 69 Camaro. Closeout pricing on these, unbelievable. This Bridgestone Dueler in a 305 is normally like a $350, $400 tire. $105 each because they're like a 2022 date code or something. Who cares? Soft, nice and soft, brand new, like 80% off. Same thing on the fronts, just so happened the 275s were also closeout. All 4 of these brand new tires is normally like $1,200 worth of tires, $1,600, $1,500 worth of tires, whatever. $500 shipped to my door. They were there the next day. My buddy Chris, shout out to Chris, mounted them up for me this morning along with that trailer tire. So we got new shoes. Now we just need to focus on getting the ride height right. So let's go back in time to yesterday when I started working on that. I think I'm going to do mini splits this fall. This is hot. It's a hot week. We got 32 on the nose, approximately. That should help. So you guys already saw when I had the wheels and everything out in front of the truck outside. We've got some lowering components. And yeah, this thing's got to go down. The Lightnings are obviously lower than your factory F-150, from the factory, or standard F-150 rather. But there's still a lot to be desired as far as wheel gap. And I think we can take care of that. Thanks to the folks at Beltec. Again, ordered this stuff through LMR. You can find it right on your website. Right on their website. Links to all this stuff will be in the description. But basically, front drop spindles and lowering shackles and spring hangers. So I'm going to start with the shackles up front. I believe in the instructions inside there, they're gonna have a spot for me to go around and take all our before measurements, but this is what's called the 2-3 drop kit. So as the name implies, it's gonna drop the front 2 inches and the rear 3 inches, because most pickups angle slightly forward so that when you put something in the bed, they're level. So in a performance pickup truck like this, if you're not really gonna be hauling concrete in the bed, we want it level. So 2 inches in the front, 3 inches in the rear. Should reduce this wheel gap significantly. According to Beltec, at least for the 01s, I think, and 02s, which were lower than the 03s and 04s, the 2 inch and 3 inch drop is as low as you can go with this truck without, at least in the rear, without the axle kind of bumping on the bed itself. So we'll see. But yeah, let's start up front. Let's get the stuff unboxed and see how far we get. Uh-oh. Made a mess, as usual. Honestly, not too bad of a job, guys. You know, seems intimidating, busting off the whole spindle or knuckle off the front of your truck, but really not too bad. Thankfully, obviously, this is a Florida truck. It was originally in New Jersey, but, you know, I know this looks kind of grungy, but anyone in the Northeast is gonna know this is a clean truck. All the fasteners broke loose. Frame is, you know, literally just some surface scaling, which we'll take care of, but yeah, got that all apart. Here's the OEM spindles, and you can kind of compare it to the drop one. See how the spindle itself is like 2 inches up. Other than that, the geometry is basically the same. I think we flipped the tie rod. I think the tie rod used to go on the bottom, now it goes on the top, or vice versa. But other than that, Super nice piece. These things are solid. Unfortunately, in classic Chris Sullivan fashion, I think we're at a stopping point here, and I'll tell you why. I started over here on the driver's side, which is a little tight, so sometimes hard to film, so I use my head mount, but let me grab my better light. Okay, so here's the upper ball joint. Not great. I mean, this truck wasn't making any noise going down the road, but this thing is definitely the original. Nice. Definitely the original ball joint, and boot's torn apart. I can't in good conscience put that back together like that. I don't want to be back in here in, 5,000 miles because of a clunking ball joint. And unfortunately on these trucks, the ball joint is integrated into the upper A-arm, so we need to replace this upper A-arm. Obviously, it's probably something you're going to want to do in pairs. I don't think this side, this one feels better, but it actually feels a lot better, but still probably not too far behind. Bottom one is okay, but again, completely torn, grease everywhere. This one is replaceable. I think that it's going to go out the bottom, but yeah, long story short, guys, I think while I'm in here, if I had a nickel for every time I said that, but while I'm in here, I think I want to do upper and lower ball joints. I mean, we're right here, and in order to do these, we'd have to undo everything. A little sneak peek, might have something planned for those shocks as well, and then obviously I think we're going to clean up all this as well. Here's the front brakes and all the associated, it's a integrated axle or wheel bearing on these Lightnings or F-150s into the front rotor here. These ones look okay, and I mean, mechanically, but definitely rusty. I haven't decided if I'm going to try and clean these up yet or just get some new ones, because we definitely don't want to see this behind beautiful brand new wheels like that. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me via kicking them. Cleaned up, wire wheel, degreased, power washed these dust shields last night. Little Rust-Oleum restoration that you guys are familiar with on this channel. Looking much, much better, much more presentable. So those are ready to go back on the truck as well. But yeah, I mean, take a look around, guys. We are balls deep in this Lightning now. Shoo! But that is gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna get right on the computer right now, start ordering some parts. Already got a big list of stuff as far as, while we're in there, we're gonna do it. And more aftermarket parts on the way, stack of parts over there. This thing does not know what's coming. This is literally just scratching the surface. This is just taking care of, some essentials like lowering it, but we are going to completely transform this truck. It's gonna look so sick, and I can't wait. Hope you guys will be there along for the ride with me. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Be sure to check back in if you enjoy this Lightning content or any of this other stuff we got going on in here. Thanks as always for watching. Catch you in the next one.